What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. And reserved for the best is super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at 6th_element_comic. We do live auctions, live claim sales. I rock with Tooth and Claw, hit animated television series. The Scotty Young joint, blowing up fast. X-23. So this is dope, man. I had to do that, man, because I had to plug in my internet. I had to go hardwire because that Wi-Fi ain't as reliable.
But, yes, why do you go Wi-Fi on your? I would never go Wi-Fi on my desktop.
I'll explain it. But welcome everybody to Sixth Element of Hip Hop. I'm your host Reno Noir. This is your co-host Stu Dog and Sada. What's good, everybody? How y'all doing? So the deal with the Wi-Fi. Okay, so I've got a laptop in my bedroom, and at night when I hop into bed with my laptop, I like to have it hardwired in. And so when I come back in here, sometimes I forget to bring the hardwire and plug it into here.
So you do it for performance reasons. Okay.
Oh yeah. You got it. I mean, it's either going to be plugged in here or plugged in the laptop because unfortunately I don't have like a splitter, that would let me have them both plugged in at the same time.
Really? I think I got one. If I do, I'll send it to you. I really do think I got one. I'm being dead up.
Oh, see, I just use Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Well, we
a laptop, but for a desktop.
Because I have a desktop for work and I use Ethernet. So
yeah. Stu put me on today. He was like, yo, you got to get one of these Ethernet cables because my Wi-Fi signal wasn't so hot, and he sent me over a 1,000-foot cord. And
I wanted to make sure it reached, man. It reached it. It reached, don't it?
I have 100-foot one.
Exactly. Matter of fact, you can take it to you go from your laptop, you go from your bedroom to the Reno layer back to the bedroom. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Well, it's the router and everything is downstairs in the dining room. So I got the cord running up the wall, over the doors, around the corner, up the stairs, around the other corner, in the room, cross through the other room, along the ceiling, and down through and over in the room, and here, right into this room. So it reaches.
Exactly. Listen, it's always better to have more rope than less rope.
That's right. That's what they say.
Because you never know. Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best. Now listen, before we get started, I know this. I know it's DC Power Hour. I know. I get it. I'm down with it. I'm down with it. You and Sada have told me a million times, but right now, for the next 60 seconds, we got to talk about one thing. Moon Knight. There is an Easter egg in Moon Knight.
QR code. I saw that.
Yes, when you scan the QR code, you get the free Werewolf by Night digital comic for free. And Disney Marvel is going on to say that in every episode for the next, 6 episodes, there will be a QR code somewhere, and they're going to give out more free digital Moon Knight comics.
Right.
Which to me is appropriate because a lot of casual viewers don't know a lot about Moon Knight, and this is their way to find out and to get them hyped for watching Moon Knight and getting into it more.
That's right. Yep. And
but now on to DC.
It is a very good move. But now on to DC. We unfortunately, old Ezra Miller, the DC's Flash. Ezra Miller was arrested late Sunday night after an incident. Well, last Sunday after an incident in Hawaii, in a bar. According to police, Miller, who is 29, became agitated while patrons at the bar singing karaoke. Miller then reportedly began yelling obscenities at one point, grabbed the microphone from a 23-year-old woman, did a straight-up Kanye West Taylor Swift move, and later lunged at the 32-year-old man playing darts.
Come on.
I mean, Ezra. Shout out Slade Wilson in the building. What's good, brother?
What's up?
Big ups to Octavia Alexander. Peace. Yeah, man.
Peace,
So
Octavia.
Ezra,
How you doing? Shout out to Octavia Alexander. Shout out to
Mm.
Slade Wilson. Who else is there?
So far, they're the only two that have been brave enough to chat. But you guys, if you're in here, man, and just make yourself known. Just say peace. Just say what's up. Just say yo in the chat. It definitely helps make the party more fun. Ezra, man.
You just can't seem to stay out of trouble.
I'm saying.
Like,
Sada, what's the last thing you heard of him getting in trouble about?
okay, so before this, it was the whole thing with him choking the woman, apparently. Maybe not really. That was like the last thing that I remember vividly. Might have been something else, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's no stranger to controversy. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I read one where he broke into he was in a hotel.
Oh,
and the people next door to him, he broke into their room.
Yeah.
Something, and it was he broke into their room and caused a lot of ruckus, and it was a big thing, man. So I guess when you got money, you can do what you want.
Yeah. I mean, you can do it, but getting away with it is another.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
They're starring in like a whole movie. Like, you can't do this.
A whole franchise.
Yeah, like you can't do this.
He's his own Jaquan. He's a 2022 Jaquan Phoenix.
Who's that?
Jaquan Phoenix. The Joker.
Oh, Joaquin Phoenix. Okay, yeah.
Joaquin. But he remember all the stuff he was into. He was getting.
Oh yeah.
Remember he went crazy for a while.
That's true.
Did you see the documentary that his friend Casey Affleck made on him?
Oh no.
Nah, I wanted to see it. I was looking for it, bro. I couldn't find it. I'm gonna get it sooner or later.
Eye opener. Yeah.
Nah, are you serious?
Oh man, it's wild, bro. I was embarrassed. I was like, this dude is not your friend, Joaquin.
Oh,
he is showing some stuff that is very private. Yeah, it was just a real embarrassing. I think 2 hours, because it basically showed his like descent into madness. I mean, at one point, there was some comical parts. Like at one point, he really thought that his MC skills were up to par, and he wanted to be a rapper, and he was serious about it. He went and met with Puffy. He met with Puffy, went into the studio with Puffy, and Puffy's chilling. And of course, it's Joaquin Phoenix, so of course Puffy takes the meeting, but he's just kick back. Slade says, he said, I saw that joint Reno was a little too much. So Puffy's chilling and he's in the studio, and so Joaquin puts on tape and plays him some of his music that he wants, Puffy to work with him on, and he plays this music, and I'm not even gonna mimic it. It's bad. It was just like. So Puffy listens to it respectfully, and he's like, yeah, all right, it's cool. And so he's like, Joaquin's like, so what's next? What's the next move?
Oh, what's
Puffy goes,
next?
What do you mean? and he's like, doing some music, and Puffy's like, oh, you're not ready to work with me yet. Like, did you think, like, nah, you ain't. Oh no, you ain't at that level. And Joaquin's like, but you said we were gonna. He's on camera and he's embarrassed right now that Puffy's. He's like, but you said we could do this. Puffy's like, nah, B. It's like, nah, you ain't ready for me yet. But keep it up, man. Keep it up. It was bad, man. Slay, yeah, it was super bad. But yeah, he went through, and then the end of it's really bizarre. You just see Joaquin walking down a creek by himself. Casey's just filming him, and he's just walking down. I don't mean like along the bank. He's in the center of the creek, walking down the length of it as it gets deeper and deeper and deeper, and he's just walking, and then it kind of like fades to black. Hang on, guys. I had a casualty here.
Wow.
Well, this fell off the wall. I guess it wanted some light, but it was just a Batman movie special comic book.
Nice.
The
And
the
it was a
OG.
DC comic. How funny!
Right, as I said, it was hot. It was like, yo, I'm DC. I'm DC. Show me. But yeah. Speaking of collectibles, what did you get, Stu?
Moi, of all people. Oh,
That's the
man,
man right there.
on your advice, I picked up Ezra from Wade's Comic Madness, of course, where you can meet all of your comic book needs. Go down to Wade's Madness and get your comic book on.
Yeah,
and
he's
your
got
collectible as well.
Plug.
And your collectible as well.
Yeah. And then we just saw like a review on the Red Hood guy, Red Hood figure.
Yeah.
Now, which one is that? Is that the what's your name one? The Arkham Knights? Red Hood?
This is the one you sent me a review a few minutes ago.
Okay, that's the Arkham Knights one. Yeah, that's the
Arkham Knights. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I thought it was
No, that's Arkham Knights, which has been canceled, by the way. I mean, not canceled, but pushed back until next year.
The game?
The game, Arkham Knights. The game is pushed back until. And here's the bad part: they did not say when. It's just been pushed back until next year. A lot of people have been waiting to play that game. They were looking forward to it. We were supposed to get it in about another month or two. I'll say 2 at the most. So now, not only do we not have a release date, but we know it's definitely not coming out this year.
Wow.
And the other game that they have, what was it, Suicide Squad versus the Justice League, whatever that's called, that's been delayed too.
That's been delayed too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been pushed back to next year as well. Or sometime this year, but I know it's been delayed. Both games are delayed. DC's delaying everything right now. We have no idea why. Yeah. They're being very tight-lipped about it.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I could atone it to.
Yeah,
is the merger that they're pushing everything back, stopping everything, and because those are some big projects with DC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've got this other game out with Batgirl and Robin and Red Hood. Like I think it's called the Bat Family, something like that. And it's very
that's the one, Arkham Knights. Yeah, that's Arkham Knights. Yeah.
That's the one you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah.
Knights, something like that.
Gotham Knights. Yeah, Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, Gotham Knights. Yeah.
That's the one that was. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's based off of the Arkham series because after you got
it's
Batman Arkham Knight, it's the same. It's everything that happened after Arkham Knight. It's Gotham Knights. So is Batman leaving them a message telling them that he's dead and that they need to protect Gotham and do what they got to do. And he destroyed the Batcave, but there are safe houses all over Gotham that he used that they can use in order to still fight crime.
Well, they think it might have something to do with the tragedy that was the Avengers game, and because that was just a horrible.
Oh, absolutely.
But they've they I guess they want to make sure it flies and doesn't fail like that. And I don't know that it's so far I've only seen gameplay with Batgirl.
That's what I'm saying. We haven't had a lot of gameplay footage for either of these games. So
what? I've seen 18 minutes of gameplay footage of that. I've seen 18 minutes worth.
For which game?
But it's all Batwoman or Batgirl.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's all one character? Well,
they're not gonna show you too much. Yeah, they're not gonna give you. They're not gonna give you. Yeah.
Well, also, kind of on that same vein, there will be no E3 this year. Maybe in a tweet, Will Powers, PR for gaming peripheral manufacturer Razer, said that he received an email stating the digital event was canceled. IGN initially reported the news, saying that it had also been independently viewed. It had also independently viewed the email confirming E3's cancellation. The video game trade show and marketing event was originally scheduled to be held in person this year. However, in January, E3 was once again shifted from an in-person event to an online-only exhibition due to the pandemic. Now it seems that the digital event has been completely canceled. And there have been growing concerns about the fate of E3 the last few years. The COVID-19 pandemic continues to impact in-person gatherings, making the prospect of a very large and famously packed event unattractive. Do you guys think that pandemic is still a factor? Like,
I mean, yeah, absolutely, yeah. But I feel like is a packed event unattractive? No, because we've seen even with the pandemic, people will still go out and be packed.
Yeah, I was at a Comic-Con the other day, so and
yeah,
it was super packed.
It's weird.
But,
it is affecting, but
yeah, but you guys also got to remember too. Let's say, I don't know, for argument's sake, E3's on June 15th, taking off, and all of a sudden on the 9th, we get an outbreak of COVID.
Yeah,
that just starts spreading like wildfire. That puts a damper on the event.
How many Comic-Cons have we had and stuff like that? No outbreaks.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I'm not. Listen, I'm not disagreeing. But E3's way bigger than most of those Comic-Cons, except for New York, LA, and Emerald City. It's just as big as those three. So like, yeah. So to put out the money, the time, the resources, and everything, the next thing you know, you got to cancel or shut it down because of pandemic. It hurts. It hurt E3. I mean, pandemic hurt a lot of things, and some things survived. Comic Cons, I mean, to be example, Reno just went to one, so they survived. But E3 just is, stuff like E3 is just not going to survive because you figure at a Comic Con, Reno, you can walk and you don't really have to touch anything. When you go to E3, everybody's touching the same controller, everybody's touching the same joystick, so it's a super spreader event.
Yeah, but I mean, Comic-Con, bro, it was shoulder to shoulder, and everybody's touching the same, merchandise, figures. Everybody's handling shit. People in lines, back bumper to bumper, like shoulder to shoulder, literally in lines to meet celebrities and get signatures. There was nothing preventing a huge breakout if there would have been one. If there was such a bug in the air, everybody would have it. Because trust, everybody was like neck and neck, bumper to bumper, shoulder to shoulder.
I think it might be unattractive for the higher ups, but definitely not for consumers. So, yeah,
you're right.
Weird.
Yeah, good point.
No, I agree. But E3's big. E3's big in its own way.
E3's huge.
It's like Toys R Us. It's like Toys R Us.
That's a good
It's all we got. It's all we got. Like Vin Diesel said in Triple X, it's all we got. You can't take that away. Yes, that's what we got. Toys R Us, that was all we had. But look what we got now. I gotta go to Target, Walmart, hopefully get what I want. The scalper market on toys is through the roof now. They're actually making out the best. And what I don't understand is why some of the big toy companies just don't get together, form like Voltron, and make a whole new toy company. Like make just a one, and even if they don't want to do a company, but just have a store where they can all sell their products and just get in on that together. Like I don't get that, bro. We might have to have they gotta have a fellowship of the ring on that one. I don't.
Yeah. Well, there are other major gaming events that will still take place this summer. So this is June. The biggest one is Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest. The creator of the Game Awards plans to hold a Summer Game Fest kickoff live stream full of new trailers and announcements. Last year's event featured the release date of Elden Ring, which I've been playing nonstop. It's a phenomenal game. I've been playing the shit out of it. So there are certainly high expectations surrounding the showcase, especially as E3 won't be drawing any reveals. An indie-focused Day of the Devs presentation and other Summer Game Fest branded events are also expected to take place this June. Keighley tweeted that the Summer Game Fest festivities will be less than 1 month this year. IGN confirmed that its Summer of Gaming event would also take place in June and feature exclusive trailers, gameplay, and interviews. Bethesda has also teased that it will show Starfield this summer, and we're supposed to get another look at Final Fantasy 16 soon. For in-person events, a couple of them are happening later in the summer. Gamescom, a European gaming expo equivalent to E3, will happen in person in Cologne, Germany. In Japan, the Tokyo Game Show will be the final big in-person summer event between September 15th and 18th. While E3 might not be happening, it's clear that some digital showcases will happen this summer, and events outside of America are still on track to take place in person.
Yeah, Gamescom is big. Gamescom is the Gamescom and the other one in Japan. I forget. What's it called? The one in Japan, but they should be done by now. They usually hit around January, and Gamescom hits in the fall. But to be honest with you, they're big. They're huge. I mean, they're even huger than E3, if not. They're just as big, if not bigger. I mean, Gamescom.
Right.
Then you still got PAX East and West. You got the Penny Arcade Expo. You still got a lot of things, going.
Yeah.
It's just sad. The real meat and potatoes of the article is that it's just sad that E3, of all of the video game expos to take a hit and not survive COVID, is E3. That's like, that should have been almost unheard of.
Yeah, should be.
Yeah. So, but like I said, we still got
COVID. The pandemic destroyed my business for 14 years. So I'm a little biased when it comes to the pandemic shutting things down. I think it's kind of absurd, and it definitely changed and affected my life in a negative way. So it's like, I don't know. Like I said, man, I'm out and about everywhere. I don't see anybody falling over sick. I definitely haven't gotten sick, and I'm not Wolverine. So what are you gonna do? But
hopefully you don't.
Hopefully I don't. I have family members that have gotten sick. I know I've got really good friends who have lost loved ones tragically, and that aspect of it, is devastating. But I think human beings are smart individually. I don't think the masses are smart. I think people know how to take care of themselves in a way. And I think if you want to go to one of these big events, just be safe. Just be smart about it. Keep your fucking hands clean. Keep them out of your face. Keep a mask on. Stay distant from people. Don't cough on people. Don't let people cough and breathe on you. I mean, that should be how we do anyway, because I don't want to catch the flu or a cold or anything that anybody has.
Right.
So, but shutting shit down and all of that, I think we're past. That. For now, there's a lull in it for now. Hopefully it won't get worse and go back to big problems. And but personally, I feel like there'll always be big pandemics. There'll always be some virus coming out that I think it's inevitable that it's going to happen again and worse. So I just hope people learned a lot this time how to stay.
I hope they did. Stay healthy.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people didn't. A lot of people think it's all bullshit. A lot of people, you had the Trump rallies and all the Trump supporters and morons up there, talking about, and then Trump got the fucking disease. That was hilarious, but it is what it is. But but back to DC, man. Ezra Miller.
Yeah, let's get back. Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
Breaking into hotel rooms.
He burst. It was February 28th, 22nd. Ezra burst into the bedroom of the petitioners and threatened the husband, saying, "I will bury you and your slut wife."
Nice.
Furthermore, the document claims that Ezra Miller stole the following items. It says he stole the passport of the wife and the wallet, which included a social security card, driver's license, bank cards, among other things of the husband. Understandably, the couple is eager to block Ezra Miller from communicating with them in any way, as noted in their petition for the restraining order. It says Ezra is famous and wealthy. This makes access to weapons much easier, as well as sending associates to harass the couple. This is certainly a stunning turn of events, especially because the couple apparently got along with Ezra Miller at first, up until the incident at the karaoke bar. But Ezra had been staying with the couple for more than a week. So it's not like just some random strange couple he approached. This is someone that they'd been hanging out. They'd been staying together for a week. So much so, in fact, that the husband allegedly drove Ezra Miller around town with, help with his errands. And the three began interacting with one another after his wife Ezra met Ezra at a farmer's market. So, it's kind of a weird thing. Ezra Miller is there. You meet him, and then you like introduce your husband to him, and then you guys like have like this threesome of hotel stays and hanging out, and I don't know. Sounds like some swinging action. Sounds like some swinging action to me. I think they were in the swing of things, if you get my meaning.
Yeah. Could be.
But Ezra and Warner Brothers have yet not commented on the situation. But as these allegations continue to escalate, it will be interesting to see if any action is taken against Ezra Miller's upcoming film projects, in particular Secrets of Dumbledore and The Flash. Oh no, are they gonna fucking push The Flash back? So
they already did. Well, Secrets of Dumbledore is already done. They're just waiting to release it. He's in it. It's done. I don't think they're gonna reshoot. I don't think that's gonna happen at all. But I do know Flash got pushed back. Again, they can still reshoot Flash.
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with him as the actor playing Flash. The only complaint I've had with Flash is the way they wrote it, the way they have him behaving, very Barry Allen like, and the costume. That's
the costume.
What is it? A fucking bicycle helmet that he's wearing? That's just the worst looking thing.
Yeah, it's trash, bro. It's trash.
It looks like
it's Hollywood. That's Hollywood.
Yeah.
Just trying to
They did good with the TV show costume. I just don't know why the movie has to have this, armor and like a helmet. No,
because they try to get because of Ryan Nolan. That's why. Because everybody wants to base everything in reality. Because of the Nolan Batman, everybody wants to base everything in reality. Everybody wants to make sure that you can explain it, or I can explain. Because remember, Ben Affleck was, what is this made? This the space shuttle material? Man, get the hell out of here! Listen, the Flash needs to know one thing. You got to do one thing with Flash. Make sure that when it rubs, because he's running and the suit's gonna rub again. Right, he's got it. That's all he got to worry about. Friction. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the one thing. Why we got to go into what is the space shuttle material? What are you doing, man? None of it. Please.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cared, right? Nobody cared. We just wanted them to look cool in it. That's it.
Right.
That's all we asked.
Well, and he has a terrible form. Like, it's the main thing when you're the Flash. You have a horrible form when you're running. Like, I couldn't.
Oh, right. What do you think about the costume, Sada?
I don't like it at all. It's too much armor plates, and I hate it. Like, I'd rather just look at the TV show. It's simple. They even brought the ring in. Like, it's just very simple. I don't know why they have to overcomplicate things all the time with these superhero suits, especially live action. Like, TV, simple, and I guess that's the budget. But live action, they just like to go berserk. I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, fans demanding a comic accurate Batman movies would hate them. The Batman has been lauded as a comic accurate movie, but what does the phrase even mean when Batman comics are so diverse in style? Like, you've got, from Frank Miller to the campy, hokey Batman stuff to, there's just so many different styles of Batman and in the comics. But the wildly successful release of the Batman has sort of reopened a popular discussion amongst comic book fans. I know we had King Kojo on the other day. He's one of the only people that didn't like the Batman movie that I've ever seen, but he just felt it was too much like the Nolan Batmans, which are more on the realistic tip. I thought this one was even more realistic than the Nolan Batmans in a way, because the Nolan Batmans had the super futuristic military, Lucius Fox science fiction stuff, gadgets and whatnot, whereas this movie was just very realistic, very basic. The phrase most comic accurate has been bandied about for many superhero adaptation, with the Batman being the latest film to be awarded on the shelf, top shelf in the closet, to be awarded this superlative by many fans and critics alike. But how true can the statement ever possibly be? Comic accurate? What comic? You know, after all, Batman's over 80 years old. There's countless elements of his lore that remain untouched by filmmakers. So much stuff that they haven't even, you know, hinted at, right? Like the Silver Age Batman comics from like the, you know, late 50s to early 70s, produced some of the weirdest, wildest sort of like campy stories of Batman, even beyond the zaniness of the 1968 TV series with Adam West. As goofy as that was, like it got even, you know what I mean? Like the comics got even weirder than that. But as time goes on, it becomes increasingly less likely that a live action Batman film will feature an interdimensional imp called Batmite or an alien Batman from another planet, you know.
Batmite is canon.
Batmite is canon, right?
That's what I'm saying.
That's my point.
And he did a good job with Batmite.
That's my point.
I mean, in the comics, but you got to understand that to understand everything about Batmite and Mixoplex and all of that. So
I want,
but Mixoplex.
Yeah, I kind of want him. Yeah.
That would be that would be good.
Say it again, Sada. I didn't hear you.
Oh, I was saying I want Mixoplex like live action. That would be kind of cool.
That would be great. That'd be dope for Superman.
Yeah,
that'd be dope for Superman. Because now you got like they always talk about Superman not being able to fight anybody, but Mixoplex could actually he's like Q in Star Trek, you know, and he could actually give Superman a formidable opponent to fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You just got to trick him into saying his name backwards. Which would be
well. That's what I was gonna. Sada, can you please explain the character to me? Is it a character? Is it a tell me what it is? What's mixed?
Yeah, it's a character. He's like this like outer like dimensional being. He's like I don't know too much about him. He can do any and everything. He's a bit of a nuisance. He comes in and he'll just annoy you. He'll just annoy you for like the day or the comic or whatever. And like Stu said, the main point, if you get him to say his name backwards, he'll go away. That's basically like the gist of him.
And so that kind of fits in the sort of hokey, campy like Batman stuff that we're talking about. Like, is he a Superman guy or a Batman guy?
Superman. He's Superman. He's one of Superman's most famous arch enemy. Not arch enemy, but he's how can I put it? He's like Q in Star Trek. That's exactly what he's like. He pops in and he does what he wants. He's actually from I think the fourth or fifth dimension. He's the fifth dimension. He's from the fifth dimension. But what he does to us, it's like magic, but it's technology that gives him his power.
Oh, okay.
So the technology, right? So to us, they're so far ahead of us, advanced-wise in technology, that to us it seems like magic, but in reality, it's not magic that he's doing. It's technology that makes him be able to, bring things up from thin air. Like he can do reality manipulation. He's not bound by the third dimension laws. He can create, 3D constructs like Green Lanterns, but instead of using a ring, he snaps his finger.
Yeah. I remember now. I remember the alien with the technology that's sort of like magic. We think it's magic, but it's technology.
But it's technology, right?
Yeah.
Now he also in the comics, he also periodically breaks the fourth wall. When you're reading like a Superman comic, he does a Deadpool and he'll break the fourth wall. But that's just to show that he knows it's there, but everybody else doesn't. But he knows because he's from the fourth dimension, meaning that's why he can break the fourth wall. He's from the fourth dimension, he can break. So that's he does get on. He kind of idolizes Superman a little bit, and then when Superman kind of like, I don't know. It's just like Superman.
Weird dynamic.
They got a weird relationship. Like he comes Yeah, he's deliberately there
Just,
to aggravate Superman and just prove that he's not as strong or as great as he says he is. But the irony of it all is that whenever Superman does beat him, it's never with strength. It's never with flight. It's never with eye beams. Or it's just straight up, he outsmarts him.
Right.
And that's Superman's greatest weapon against him is his brain and not his bronze.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he kind of, but yeah. So the point I was making was that, you know, people wanting a comic accurate Batman movie or this Batman movie, it's too realistic. Like, if you wanted a comic accurate Batman movie, there are so many things that you probably wouldn't like if you did really go comic accurate. But the more dark and like cerebral Batman comics of the 80s and 90s are definitely the most iconic, and the films sort of evoke those comics tend to be the most popular. But how accurate can an adaptation be when it's, you know, when it eats around any, you know, parts of the source material that it may not like? You know, like, take for instance Batman R.I.P. by Grant Morrison and Tony Daniel, a comic that sought to somehow marry the absurdist elements of Batman's past with his more gritty and nuanced present. And the result is like a drug-induced hallucinations and psychotic breaks explaining things like Batmite and the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh and Mixoplex and you know, with Batman's mind gone, a cameo from a giant multicolored behemoth that is known as the Rainbow Creature suddenly seems a little more plausible. Batman R.I.P. is faithful to Batman mythology in a way that is almost impossible to imagine a major studio ever shelling out the money to realize in live action. And a thing to note here is that the Batman of R.I.P. is not too dissimilar from the version depicted in The Batman, you know, by Robert Pattinson. Gotham is still a rain-soaked cesspool with a layer of grime that never washes off. Batman is an obsessive, single-minded vigilante, getting to the bottom of city corruption, keeping diaries on his progress, just like in the movie. The main difference is that the fantastic is still possible in Grant Morrison's comic, and that's in that world. And Grant Morrison is really an amazing writer, super creative, very eclectic. I definitely recommend looking for some of Grant Morrison's work if you're interested in comics. But even if that just means, you know, Bruce Wayne having a bad trip, in short, R.I.P. merged the silliness of Batman with the lore and seriousness that the Batman couldn't even manage to sneak a rifle into the Penguin's umbrella. Like, I think you want a realistic Batman is what I'm getting at. You don't want a comic book Batman movie because it would just be too goofy. It would just be too weird. Like, people today think of Batman as like this dark knight, right? This brooding, like, stalker of the alleyways and the rooftops of Gotham. But like, that's not what he historically has been in the comics. Like,
he's a detective.
Yeah, he's a detective. But he goofy. He bounces around with Robin. He wears blue and gray. He's not hidden in the night. He's got bright yellow on. He's got, you know, Robin's running around with this bright yellow cape and little panties and stockings with like some little elf shoes. Like, it's
well, we know the history of Batman. Like, of those things with Batman is that they were to make him more realistic. Like, him wearing the symbol on his chest is that people would aim for his chest, but it's armored, so they would always shoot at his chest because that's all they see is the bright yellow. Robin has always been a decoy. That's why he wears the bright. Yeah, that's why he wears the bright colors. So, like, you know, decoy. He'll send. Yeah, that's what he is. Robin's a decoy. So a lot of times when you watch anything that's accurate with Batman around, you notice Robin always comes in first, kicks somebody in the face. Yeah. Next thing you know, they're looking at Robin in that bright costume, and then Batman comes from nowhere. So Robin was always a distraction for criminals when they go to fight, and that's why his colors are so much brighter than Batman's. That's why he's always been like that. Yeah. That's what it was for.
I know that.
Yeah, Batman
I know
also
there's a good reason for it, but it
now
just
Batman
doesn't translate
also
in film.
Well, not really. Cool. Wait. Well, because Batman also used to carry a gun.
Yeah, he used to
People
shoot
don't know
bad
that
guys.
either. Yeah, he used to shoot bad guys. He also carried a gun, and he used to kill people. He used to kill bad guys.
Yeah.
They toned it down, and they toned it down a lot.
Well, it came with the comics code of the 50s, right? The comics code, you know, because there was this big push by like the Protestants or whatever religious groups that comic books were ruining children. You know, the same thing they did to hip hop. That's why hip hop and comics have so much in common. But that's what they did. They were the comics are, you know, ruining children, and they're gonna, you know, causing them to devil worshiping and all kinds of shit. So they made the comics code authority, and that's when you saw Batman go from a gun-toting vigilante killing bad guys to the campy,
the gadget,
you know,
to a
Batman
gadget
toting,
gadget toting
shark
vigilante,
repellent spray guy, right? So.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and it got really so then that's why you have like the three Jokers. You've got like the tragic story of like the, you know, the comedian the failed comedian, but then you got the gangster Joker that came after the comics code chilled out in the 70s. You know, and there's just, you know, that's why there's like these different iterations, but same thing with Batman. But Batman in the movies, like these are the film Batman, right? You see the one all the way far left. He was the one based on the guy that shoots people.
Man, look at that costume.
You see that? You see that costume?
Look at that costume. Yeah. Oh, that's.
I mean, they complain about. They complain about today's costume.
I couldn't find the words. I'm glad you. I was like, wow. We talk about, you know, I mean, those compared to that, we've done a real good job lately.
Mm-hmm. Just check them out. Go from left to right. They've definitely improved over the years. But we got the Battinson and Batfleck now sort of vying for, like, I don't know which one they might.
Robert Pattinson is out right now, and Ben Affleck is back in. Right. Apparently, from the articles I've been reading, the Snyderverse is very, very popular right now. People want to see more of it. They want to see more things like it from DC. And so Robert Pattinson has stepped down and Ben Affleck is back in. This was on Twitter. And he's very eager to jump back into the Batsuit. And I bet he would be with the success of this last movie.
Well, do you think though? But I still think that Matt Reeves' Batman and Robert Pattinson, they're still going to do projects. Like they're still going to do a sequel to this movie.
Yeah, they'll probably will. I won't doubt it. Yeah, I don't doubt it at all.
Yeah, DCEU is going to have so it's not Affleck's not replacing Pattinson in the Batman franchise.
No, because he was never in the DCEU in the first place.
No, he was never in it. No,
Pattinson wasn't. Right. No. And Affleck isn't replacing Pattinson in his universe either.
Yeah.
But I guess at some point Affleck was out.
Or yes, he was.
Yeah, he was done.
No, he was out. Okay. Yeah, he was done. He was out. And it wasn't because he. Yeah, they kicked him out. And they Andrew Garfield. Yeah.
And why'd they kick him out?
Problems with the movie. He was drinking again. That was just a lot of things, a lot of behind the scenes things.
It was very noticeable
that we hear about.
Like with the recuts and like reshoots, like it was very noticeable that he was drinking again. It was like bad.
Well, speaking of Cavill, he's going to be playing Lex Luthor in the
Is this an April Fool's joke or is this like for real?
No, well, there's the alternate universe of Michael B. Jordan's Val-Zod, the Black Superman.
Wow.
And in that, I guess he'll be Lex Luthor, which I think would be interesting to see. It's kind of funny. It's kind of like a Bizarro world deal or flip-flop world. But I'm still interested to see it. I still think it'll be decent. And again, they're not making Batman or Superman black. It's just a different universe. So
different universe, multiverse.
I mean, at one point they were going to.
Like it says here, DC Multiverse. Like this is the Suit of Sorrows suit for Azrael. This is not his original suit. So DC does have a multiverse, and they do have characters like Ultraman. I was just reading the War for Earth 3. and it's been phenomenal, bro. Ultraman is Ultraman is a boss, the boss of all bosses. He's a gangster. You know where it needs the very total opposite of what Superman is. He snorts kryptonite like cocaine. It makes him strong. Green kryptonite makes him stronger. So, you know what I mean? Superboy Prime, as another example. He is actually probably the strongest version of Superman you'll ever see. He wears a augmented. Remember we talking about the Supermobile? Well, he wears that suit. He wears is like the Supermobile, but he can wear it, and it makes him stronger. Protects him from, red sun rays and kryptonite and things of that nature. He can be weakened by kryptonite, but not stopped when he wears that suit. So, but he's emotionally unstable. He's not all there. Superboy Prime is just not all there, and that's just the gist of it. So you can have different versions of Superman and different things, and having an African American Superman is not out of the question. The other one is President of the United States, and Brainiac is his assistant with that, and nobody in the world knows that he's Superman, but when things go wrong, he just steps off, and Brainiac will hologram himself looking like him, and he'll go out and save the day and come back like it's nothing.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
absolutely. I've got something for you guys. So let's see if you guys agree or not. But we've sort of ranked. Oh, this is the original Batman right here. This guy used
to that big old belt.
He was a killer. He was a killer. But so the original, the OG, check that suit out, huh?
Yeah. Oh boy.
Look at that lightning.
Hey, look, pretty accurate to what we just saw from the comics.
Yeah, I mean they did. Yeah. there's your
why they could get it right right now? Why they got it right back then, but we can't get it right now? What is up?
There's your comic accurate Batman. Yeah, there's your comic accurate Batman. But so I don't know. Every main live action Batman suit is ranked.
Okay.
The greatest 12 suits that are functional, imaginative, visually appealing, and true to the character of the Dark Knight. Not every Batman film can tick all those boxes, but a few have. But the history of the Cape Crusaders on-screen outfits is full of good, bad, ugly, and uglier. In appreciation of Batman's storied career on film, here are the 12 suits to appear in live action films ranked from worst to best. And starting off with this bad boy here, was worst of the bunch. There are not many positive things to say about this suit that Robert Lowry donned in Batman and Robin. One of the moderately redemptive qualities about Lowry's costume is that the coloring of the suit looks like it matches the tone found in the early comic book releases. Like you said, Sada, spot on to the early comic, but the suit as a whole actually resembles the comic imagery quite closely. Unfortunately, the early comics don't lend themselves to film, but it just made the Dark Knight look silly. But even though in 1949 film adaptation didn't have much to go on, there's a lot of things this costume did poorly. For starters, the ears look more like devil horns than bat ears. On top of that, the Cape Crusader's belt appears to merely be a clothing accessory, not a functional holder of gadgets. But worst of all, the suit is ill-fitting and provides no protection for Bruce Wayne as he fights crime. It's almost a complete disaster from top to bottom. And it reminds me of the Superman suit from that original Superman cartoon. Not cartoon. Was it a cartoon? No, it was a show. What I'm thinking.
Yeah, it was a live action show around the same time. It was a
Hollywoodland movie.
It was live. Yeah, it was Christopher Reeve's father plays.
Yeah, the Reeves. Yeah. So this suit. I'm sorry, I was reading the wrong thing. This is the suit they were just talking about. That's number 12 on the list.
Okay.
This is number 11 on the list. This is actually a different suit from 1943. earliest live action portrayal of the Batman has rather adequate look to it. Lewis Wilson had the honor and distinction of being the first man to play Bats on film. The costume department gave him a decent look to work with. First of all, the ears on the suit are much better than its successor, and the belt seems to be marginally functional, albeit too large and blocky. The color tones on this costume show up well in black and white, and the bat symbol is a unique and fun look to it. Unfortunately, there are also some things about the suit that are not great, just like the suit in 1949's Batman and Robin, which I've never seen either of these, but I'd be interested just to check them out for history's sake. And then, of course, number 10 on the list is the good old Batman and Robin from 1966, Adam West. You know,
Burt Ward and Adam West.
I don't know if this is an improvement. Like, I feel like the other suit even was not. I mean, this is like still really bad. But the improvements made to Dark Knight suit comics are allowed for. Definitely the belt is functional. Adam's West version of Batman benefited from being filmed in color, and the impact was great. The bright yellow bat symbol in the belt, dark blue cape, cowl, and gloves, as well as the gray bodysuit, came together to form a truly iconic Batman look. And a bonus is the costume fit well into the lighthearted, cheesier tone of the film. And West does look a tad silly as we get to later, but he gets into goofy situations as well. The number 9 is surprisingly Nipples Batman.
Oh, George Clooney.
A lot of people liked it.
Yeah,
a lot of people liked it. A lot of people liked
the nipples. Here it is. There it is. Clooney's Nipples
There's
Batman.
Parts of it I like.
Yeah, there's parts. But you know, most aspects of the film George Clooney appears in are deeply loathed by fans. But however, the suit Clooney wears does have its uses. Firstly, it isn't made of cloth like the original suits were, so that's an improvement. Even though it's rubbery, Mr. Wayne is better protected during engagements with enemies, and the wrist-mounted grapple gun allows him to get places he couldn't otherwise go. Those are nice features, but it's all about the suit. It's about all the suit has going for it. The list of problems with his costume is long, but chief among them is the fact that it's designed to look like a Greek god, and it fits tightly over Bruce and looks as if it's supposed to be his skin, which is why the nipples. The prominent nipples are the worst offender in terms of presentation, but a close second is the fact that the bat symbol is dull and hard to see. And I kind of like, I kind of like it.
The mask. I like the cowl.
Well, they say that was it Joel Schumacher? If you watch a lot of, they say that when he made those decisions, Joel Schumacher has been known for being very flamboyant in his lifestyle. So when you watch the beginning of those movies, they always show his butt. Greek god. They always show Batman's butt, and he puts the suit on, and then they always show the abs, and then they show the nipples and the chest. They were saying that as a director, he did that on purpose to symbolize, that he was part of that LGBTQ community, and that was his way of, that was like his hidden message from what I've read. That's why when you watch those movies in the beginning, that's the first thing you see. You see him putting the suit on, or whenever you see him put on, they always show the butt, the abs, the chest. They never show the head, show him put it on. And they say he did that to show the physique, like a very manly physique that that he would like to have, or people. And that's the whole reason why he did that.
That's the Greek god aspect of it. They want to look like David and all that. But Val Kilmer, the outfit is number 8 on the list. And he it's similar to Clooney's in a lot of ways actually, but somehow the issues with it feel less egregious. The nipples are present, but they don't look as prominent on screen. In addition, the bat symbol at least has some color to it. The suit has the rubbery look, but it's still menacing. The gadgets and abilities of Kilmer's suit are a bit better too. One of the most useful parts of this iteration is the capability that the cape has to shield against fire. Other than those aspects, however, the suit is problematic. The version of the bat suit doesn't fit particularly well within the film it appears in. The style of the costume is far more serious than the tone presented throughout the Batman Forever movie. The Cape Crusader's appearance is of a much higher quality than that of his foes, which makes it feel out of place. And it's relatively, though, a decent suit in a disappointing film. Now, suit number 7 is one of my favorites. The 1989 Michael Keaton. He was the first Dark Knight to appear on the big screen in roughly 20 years, and the character returned in remarkable fashion. The intimidating black suit with the tall ears ushered in a new era of the Bat. This was the Batman to be feared by all. Even the silhouette was menacing to behold. Apart from the look, though, this suit was protected Bruce against gunfire, although he's still knocked over from the force of bullets. The armor had a potential to harm attackers who used their bodies against Gotham's defender. In addition, the utility belt offered many gadgets that could be rotated by a motorized track. Although the belt itself looked rather bland, not everything about the suit was great. It was very restrictive in what movements were allowed. Most notably, it prevented Bruce from being able to, turn his neck. The bat symbol is also incredibly bright, considering this version of Bats likes to hide in the shadows. Those issues were not enough to stop Bruce from taking down criminals, though, that he came across and striking fear in the hearts of many. And then number 6 is Batman Begins, actually, 2005's. The suit Christian Bale wears is grounded in reality as much as possible. It was based on the concept of a military-grade combat suit that is temperature-controlled and mostly bulletproof. In the movie, Bruce covers the suit in a black coating that adds a bat symbol to the chest. The armor, in combination with the cowl and cape, looks menacing despite being a bit rubbery and even a bit plain in some areas. The utility belt is durable and holds many useful tools, including a grappling gun, smoke bombs, batarangs, and more. Wasting absolutely no space, the belt itself works as a climbing harness. One of the greatest aspects of the suit is the cape's ability to form wings and allow Batman to glide off buildings, rooftop to rooftop, and this gave Bats the ability to travel large distances quickly and make escapes. Every detail of the suit is thought through, but that doesn't mean it's perfect. Bodily mobility in this suit is good, but movement of the neck was not possible. It just goes to show that there's always room for improvement. It's surprising to me because I thought the whole point of the design of that suit was so that he could turn his neck, but I guess
in the second movie, remember in the second movie they redesigned it because it's drastically different. The cowl is different, way different in the second movie than in the third movie than it was in the first movie.
Yeah, I think that suit will be further down the list. Yeah. This is number 5. This is 1992's Batman Returns, the second Michael Keaton suit. We took wore more practically everything great about the first one and built upon it. A few slight changes were made to the overall appearance of the suit. The armor had a classic plating look to it now, but the menacing silhouette was largely the same. Another small change was that the bat symbol on the chest, which was edited to have a sleeker look, although it was still quite bright. The utility belt was still present, complete with a signal jammer, zipline grapple, super batarang, and more. Also, Bruce remained more or less bulletproof in this new suit. One of the better additions to was that the Dark Knight could now glide thanks to modified wings. The suit's mobility appears to have slightly been improved, but Bat still couldn't turn his neck much. Although everything about the suit is great, none of the changes were needless. Sorry, this is likely why Keaton's suit in Batman Returns is so iconic even to this day. Now, Justice League 2017 is suit number 4.
Really?
Yeah, I was surprised, but there are not many differences between the suit. This suit and the one Affleck wears in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. The changes that were made were too small to be worth it, especially since the Batman vs. Superman suit is near perfect. This particular version of the suit had some added armor patches on the shoulders, arms, and abdomen. The color of the bodysuit is noticeably darker and doesn't stand out much from the color of the bat symbol and cowl. With the cowl in mind, it has an expression that looks a bit angrier than the original.
Yes.
Overall, it does still look great. Still a great looking suit with useful attributes, but many of the changes were unnecessary. The utility belt remains full of useful weapons and gadgets like the grapple gun and batarangs. The body armor is still resistant to blades and bullets, while the cape repels fire. There's really not much negative about the suit. The one last thing worth mentioning, although, is Joss Whedon's version of the film is officially canon. This edition of the Batsuit looks better in Zack Snyder's Justice League due to more dynamic lighting. The Snyder Cut made a lot of improvements on, suits and costumes and looks from Justice League previous movies. Okay, this one is the dark. This is our Dark Knight. This is number 3 on the list. It's the Dark Knight 2008 and the Dark Knight Rises 2012. Christian Bale's suit.
Yeah, see the difference, Reno?
Yeah,
Like, see how he could, the neck is slimmer, so he
yeah,
can
you
turn
got
it.
the separate headpiece. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Dark Knight, Christian Bale's suit in the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises significantly improved upon his initial suit. First of all, the bat suit allows him to turn his head freely, which makes every action a great deal easier. The protective qualities were also upgraded extensively. This suit features hardened Kevlar plates over the top of the titanium dipped fiber. Additionally, the armor is also broken into different sections to allow for higher mobility. Although that does leave a few openings for bats to be wounded by knives and bullets. Some changes were also made to the gauntlets, which now have fins that can be shot out of the sockets towards enemies. Another great addition were the sonar vision lenses added to the cowl. These allowed the Cape Crusader to see Gotham in a free-moving digital-like environment. Visually, this bat suit is menacing and intimidating, and it's easy to tell that it's well built and durable. The bat symbol is unfortunately not very easy to see, which makes it feel a bit less iconic. Regardless, there is a lot to appreciate about this suit, and it is a hard one to beat. For me personally, I'm not a fan of the cowl. I don't like how it's really.
No one did. No one did. You're not alone.
Yeah,
no one did.
I'm not
No one
liking
did.
it. I'm not digging it. I thought, Sada, I thought you said you liked it with the smaller mouth.
I mean, it was like I don't. I'm looking at it now, and I don't like it. Like,
yeah, you see how the mouth, the mouth part is really small, like compared to like any of the other ones, really. Even his, but yeah, it's. Yeah, I mean, but this is number 2 actually. So they did.
Okay.
They did give Batman v Superman an upgrade. He's got number. I guess whoever made this list really loves the Ben Affleck suit. Also, another thing to add about the Ben Affleck suit, it's a bit. It seems wider. I don't know. He just seemed wider and bulkier to me than other Batman. They seem more slim. This one seemed more like the Frank Miller.
Yeah.
Old
when
man
the comic,
Batman.
in the comic, Batman's suit
He was
makes
super
him
wide.
Right, it makes him look more menacing. So I mean, there's less man in the suit than there is suit. Like the suit is made for him to look a little bigger, a little bulkier, a little more menacing, so he can intimidate. It's all for intimidation, you know. You see, and that's just what it is, just to make him look more scarier in the dark. You know, you say, "Oh, this guy dressed in black."
Like I like the face of this one. They've got it very looking very demonic, like almost like very mean, very angry, and it reminds me of when the Christian Bale Scarecrow Batman, when Scarecrow, like the toxin, the way Batman would look to the criminals.
That's true. Yeah,
it reminds me of this. But in terms of like direct comic book adaptations, it doesn't get any better than this translation of the imagery of The Dark Knight Returns. Ben Affleck's Batman suit looks almost exactly like the comic version, and more importantly, it looks phenomenal on film. The lighter gray bodysuit against the black cowl and bat symbol are gorgeous. Apart from looks, the suit is extremely strong without being weighed down by thick plated armor. Instead, the fabric is incredibly durable and able to stop most bladed attacks and gunshots. The gauntlets and boots have armor underneath the black leather, giving bats some additional protection. The cowl keeps the Dark Knight safe from gunfire and has a voice modulator built into Bruce to hide Bruce's identity while he talks. The utility belt is teeming with brilliant tools and like a grapple gun, small explosive, batarangs, and much more. To top things off, the aged and weathered look of the suit fits seamlessly within the film's dark and brooding tone and is undoubtedly a remarkable suit. And of course,
I thought the voice scrambler was perfect, man, because after Christian Bale and what do you want? I thought that was
I'm the Batman.
I thought that was I'm Batman. I thought that was a much needed improvement. And since you want to base everything in reality, that made more sense.
Yeah. Now this suit gets number 1 on the list. I have some gripes.
No.
I'm not a fan of the cowl. I think the forehead was it just makes him look, I don't know, the ears are too far back, so it makes it look like he's got this massive forehead. I'm not a fan of the nose shape. The suit itself, though, the bodysuit was kind of cool. I like how they made use of the bat symbol, not just being like a logo, but actually a tool. That was kind of cool. But the most recent bat suit is nothing short of spectacular, according to whatculture.com. But Robert Pattinson looks incredible.
With them.
You said, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Oh no, I was just saying I have to disagree with them.
Well, yeah, that's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do. Agree or disagree, but Pattinson's suit is excellently detailed. The whole thing looks custom made. That's true. I mean, it does look like he sort of stitched this together on his own in the Batcave, and handcrafted it. But Mr. Wayne appears to have planned everything out for his work as the Batman. Grapple guns are built into the wrists. The plated chest and abdomen armor is durable while still allowing for high mobility. The Dark Knight's cape has a protective collar for the neck, and the cape itself can be transformed into a wingsuit at need. The utility belt is full of equipment that gives Bats edge over his foes and aids in crime solving. Also has an extra pouch on his leg that houses additional materials. Gotham's vengeance has even gone so far as to make sure his footsteps strike fear in the hearts of criminals. Every step he takes sends out a heavy, threatening thud with the big, heavy boots. Perhaps the most brilliant aspect of the suit is the bat symbol, which can be popped out of the chest piece to use as a knife. Finally, while not strictly part of the bat suit, Bat wears contact lenses that allow him to record footage of his outings and play them back when he returns to the Batcave. And that's dope. And there's not a square inch of this suit that was wasted. One can't help but appreciate that. It's very, very utilitarian. But yeah, I get the functionality aspect. I dig that part. I do like the homemadeness of it. But again, the cowl is just like got to be. I mean, it's almost the worst. It's almost the worst.
Yeah, remember this was year 2. This was year 2. That's based on year 2
so
Batman.
I definitely understand that.
Yeah, it makes sense. It made sense for it to be.
It made sense. Yeah, so we should want improvements.
Because it
just is.
I just don't think it should be number 1. Definitely not. No.
Looks like he has Down syndrome.
My living color man on Brooks' voice. Yeah.
That's funny. Now that's I hated it. Remember that?
Hated it. A little tiny hat. A little hat.
Yeah, David Ways had that little. Yeah. That
was classic.
Yeah,
that was great. But yeah, it's design wise, look wise, not a fan. But again, he made it himself. It's year 1, year 2, whatever, and maybe it'll be. I think it'll be improved in the second one, because I'm sure a lot of people complained about the way this cowl looked. Again, the nose part. Yeah, the nose part is unattractive.
They say it looked like he had Down syndrome.
Yeah, Down syndrome. But I like how like the Michael Keaton. You see how the ears, they're right about center head, right above his actual ears. These are way in the back, almost to the back part of his head, and it just makes it look like he's got this massive forehead. And then you can see that sort of line that goes around where the hairline would be, which is weird.
Oh yeah, where it looks like it's stitched, like he stitched it.
Yeah.
Stitched together right there.
Stitched it on and put it together, and so. But yeah, and it looks like the nose piece is maybe a piece of leather or something like that. But again, it's just his first suit, guys. Give him a break. He didn't have Lucius Fox to hook him up like that.
Yeah, we'll let this one slide.
We'll let it slide. I mean,
just this one time.
Just this one time. You gotta have it right for the next one, guys. Gotta have it right for the next one.
Speaking of when we're talking about games, there's a Wonder Woman game slated to be in development as well.
Yes,
but I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard
anything about that. Man, Wonder Woman, and there's also I think a Flash game. There was one that they put out years ago. Well, they didn't put it out, but they made it, and I guess one of the developers leaked it on YouTube, and it actually looked great to play. Like I was like, yo, this joint is. It looks, but it never made it to the later day. Yeah, never made it to light a game. Yeah, it was a single player Flash game.
That would be sick, bro. I mean, imagine it would be like, you know how in other games have like bullet time where you like everything slows down. That's what I imagine a Flash game would be like. Everything else slowing down, sort of. Sada, did you say something?
No, I was saying that's amazing. That would be amazing.
Okay. No, I saw your mouth move, but I didn't hear anything.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. But I haven't heard anything about Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I heard it a while ago, man, but I haven't heard anything since then.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard anything recently. Yeah. I definitely heard about the original. So, Stu, are you into RPGs at all, or you just play like first-person shooters, or?
I play it all, baby. I don't pull no strings.
Have you gotten Elden Ring yet?
What? Day one, brother. I was there for the midnight launch. Yes, sir. Bought it home, cracked it open. Yes, I'm playing as a astrologer.
Really? Yeah, I'm a samurai. I had to be the samurai.
You know what, Reno? I always say I'm gonna play as a mage or wizard.
Yeah.
But I never do, and I always wanted to play as a samurai or a warrior, a sword-based character.
I'm the opposite. I always am a wizard or a mage, and this time I was like, I'm just gonna go sword and shield, sword and armor.
I said this time I'm going strictly magic. So right. I made a magic, an all magic character, and I've been sticking with it. It's been going pretty good. It's been pretty dope.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing. The game itself is massive. And there's just tons to do. Like there's no linear way to play it. Like you don't have to do anything in a specific order. And I kind of love that. I love the fact that you can just sort of, do what you want to do. And you ain't gonna do well if you go in certain areas where the monsters or whatever are higher level. You'll get killed in one hit, but it's still cool to be able to like I found stuff in the like higher level areas, like weapons and stuff like that you're not supposed to have yet, but like I've gotten it already. So that's cool that you can like.
No, they'll let you get it. Yeah, that's cool that you can get it. Yeah,
treasure hunt and whatever. But yeah, I've been playing the hell out of it, man. It's addicting. It is addicting.
Like I've been running around collecting spells. I've got quite a few, so now I just got to get the rooms to get my magic up in order to use them. But once I get it where I want to be, I'll pretty much be unstoppable.
I got some info for you for if you're playing a mage build, like a magic build. Are you more like faith based or
just straight astrologer? Yeah, not the faith one. There's a faith one where that's his. I'm just.
Well, no, like there's your attributes, like there's faith, there's like intelligence, and there's one more that's. Those are the ones you want to do for like if you're using. There's like two different kind of magic users. There's the more
the faith one. Yeah. I'm the more Gandalf type, not the faith one.
Right.
Yeah. Legion in the comments.
Legion, what up? What's good?
And Legion, are you playing Elden Ring at all?
We are playing the shit out of Elden Ring right now. Speaking of, all right. Well, we were speaking of Belly the other day, but one of my favorite hood movies. We have the actor that plays Wise, one of the kids, one of DMX's little homeboys. Like he had two homies that he would get them to sell weed for him or whatever like that. And in the scene where he's in the restaurant with the two of them and the one shoots the other one to death, like just kills him at the table, trying to impress DMX. That guy, that's who's going to be on our show Monday. If it's not available on N64, I don't mess with it.
These in the comics, that's what I'm talking about. These in the comics, that's what I'm talking about. My man.
That is classic.
A prisoner is like a prisoner that can do like whoever said they were a prisoner on there, they can
slave.
Yeah, that's like a magic and sword wielding character.
When the big like
The big head helmet thing, yeah.
Helmet thing on his head, yeah. I think they threw in the samurai because of like Sekiro and all of that, because it's Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Sekiro.
Same thing. Beat all of them. Played all of them. Beat them all.
Yeah.
Now I'll tell you a crazy story. When I played Demon Souls, you know how you can have somebody come in and help you, and you can summon somebody, y'all can like beat the game together.
You can do that in Elden Ring now, too.
Right, but I was playing with this dude. His character would look just like Gandalf. Like he had the hat and the beard. He was dressed in gray, had the staff and the sword. And when people invade, he was so powerful. Like we would be playing, fighting the ads, the PvE characters, and he would be like, 1 second. He'd turn around and zap him, and they would kill him in like 1 or 2 shots. I was like, yo. And then he'd just be like, all right, let's go. And get back to, just busting it up. And I was like, yo. So we go down to fight the dragon. When he was hitting the dragon for like 27,000 a pop, 25,000. I was like, yo. I mean, like, he was the most powerful person I ever seen on the game. And I only played with him one time. And
he was like,
I sent him, bro, I sent him a friend request. I was like, yo, who are you? Like I'm a fan. Like, yo, like I was like, highly impressed.
He was like the World of Warcraft character from South Park. Remember that?
Yeah.
South Park had one dude used to run around and just kill everybody in one hit.
That's how he was, bro. He was tearing them up. The Legion, that's the man.
Legion of Comics. But yeah, man. So Monday we got Wise, who is on Belly, played the DMX's young homie. Okay. Yeah, so he'll be on the show Monday, and I'm trying to see. I want to give you guys his name. I'm sorry, because I don't know his actual name yet. So Kojo, who was on the other night, King Kojo, was on with us, and he'll be coming on as well. Jay Paris is his name, guys. So you can check him out, look him up. His name is Jay Paris, JayParris, Jay Paris, and I'll know a lot more about him before the show Monday, but he'll be on the show Monday. That'll be dope. What was he talking about? Stan Spit was the little dude who got shot in belly. Is it him pulling up or the one who shot him? It's the one who shot him. The one who shot him. The other homie. Hey, Sada, what has been your favorite DC show or movie or comic this year so far?
Okay, as far as DC show, I'd say Young Justice, because I haven't really been into the CW shows. And
I agree.
Yeah, as far as movies, oh my God, what's come out this year? Yeah, I can't think of a DC movie. Oh yes, I haven't watched Peacemaker, so.
Oh no.
I still haven't watched it.
Or Night Begins to Shine.
Oh yeah, I was
supposed to watch that before today.
Oh
yeah, that's true.
So I'm gonna watch it probably tonight because I have a lot more energy. But yeah, I haven't watched Peacemaker. And as far as DC movies, am I looking forward to Shazam 2? Yeah, we don't have much on it, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So, what is your favorite movie or comic or show? So, how about movie?
Movie, okay.
So far this year,
I guess the Batman live action animated. I don't have one yet. Yeah. Comic wise, I haven't read any.
Comic wise, what have you read lately? What's the last thing you read?
Last thing I read. It's been a minute. I'd have to say it was definitely Catwoman. I can't remember which one it was though, but it was definitely Catwoman. That was the one. That's like the latest thing that I've read.
Well, unrelated to DC, have you seen Morbius?
No, I won't be watching that film.
No, you won't watch it? Just because people said it was whack?
No, because I have no interest in seeing that movie. I actually made a video about it actually, but yeah, I have no interest in that film. And I don't like watching films with Spider-Man villains and there's no Spider-Man history or connection. It doesn't make sense to me for them to have a solo movie, especially Morbius. Like, why? So I'm good on it, and the other spinoffs, I'm good.
I was excited for it just because I like vampires and Morbius is pretty cool. And they did. I mean, they do talk about the Daily Bugle and they mention Venom and stuff like that. So they are linking it to the Spider-Verse in some ways. Will you be looking forward to the Miles Morales?
Oh, yeah,
of course.
I think we all are.
Yeah.
Speaking of comics, I have read a comic, Batman 122. I read a nice preview of that coming up this week, and that is also the Cook's pick of the week. So go get Batman 122. Not to spoil it for you guys, but I will tell you this much: Deadshot has shot Talia Ghul and killed Ra's al Ghul.
Oh.
Batman is sent in to figure the whole thing out. But he's going to find out that there's more to it than what it seems. I read about 4 pages, 3 pages of that already. So preview wise is dope. I can't wait. I'm going straight to the comic and get that comic book store to get that on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, the Cook's pick of the week is going to be Batman 122. Pick up your copy. Some dope variant covers are going to be out for that. Check that out.
Yeah, another one is The Knight. Batman the Knight. They just dropped issue 2. That's about Batman before he's Batman.
Yo,
he's a young kid, and he's going out at night, dressed in black. Before he doesn't have a costume yet, but it's dope.
Didn't they do a Batman Beyond version of that, or the White Knight or something like that?
I don't know.
I know it's like one of the versions of that is like the price just went through the roof on that on eBay, and I don't know why. Like people are like like tripping over that comic price wise and buying it. So I don't know. I have an answer for you for that on Monday. Because I haven't really had a chance to really look into why, but I did hear and see the price on that book is through the roof right now.
Yeah,
and it's only been out a few days. It came out Wednesday.
It happens.
So,
like Black Panther #3 came out. It was like immediately the day it came out, people were trying to sell it for $50. Crazy. But Sada, he said, I'm not watching because I could tell it's whack before any of the reviews even dropped. I'm watching it because I never give a shit about reviews. I don't care what other people think about a movie. I don't listen. It's just irrelevant to me because how many times have I seen a movie that I love that other people didn't like? I mean, it's just silly to be like, oh, I'm not going to watch that because everyone says it's not good.
I like Flash Gordon, the movie. A lot of people do, but I like it. I think it's one of the best movies ever made.
But at the same time, I go into it knowing that people, have across the board said it sucked. So I started watching it today. I was, doing other stuff while I'm watching it because I'm not really like invested because I know it's going to be trash because everyone said it was trash, but I'm going to still give it a shot. And there were some cool shit. There was some cool things that go on. Like I liked how, he moved around. I liked seeing him, doing his power. Like that was cool. But the movie, the plot, the story, it's just boring. That's the problem. It's not like a bad movie. It's just boring. It's just not that entertaining.
For what, the Eternals?
No, Morbius. Eternals too. Same thing. But Morbius, it's a drawn out origin story. Like it's a really drawn out origin story. Like you just didn't have to draw it out that far. Like you could have got right into him being Morbius. And I mean, we're like over the origin story stuff because it's like we don't get to really see the character.
The real problem, Reno. The real problem, Reno, is this: when they do these movies, it's all about the actor. The reason why I put it to you like this: the reason why Morbius is somewhat failing, I haven't seen it, and you can take the Joker. The reason why people love watching movies with the Joker in it is because every actor that's played the Joker has not just been playing a character. They transform themselves into the Joker and they put it in the movie and they come on screen with that. When they come in, you hear about stories about Heath Ledger. When they would say action, he would turn into a whole different person. He would be the Joker until they said cut. He didn't stop being a Joker until they said cut. In these movies, you have the actor portraying someone. He's acting like he is Morbius or acting like they are Tony Stark, but not like that's why Tony Stark's. That's why Robert Downey Jr. was so great, because he acted like Tony Stark, like he immersed himself in the role. He gave us a live version of Tony Stark, right? Whereas in some other people, right? That's why Morbius isn't going to do well, and it's not going.
But because Jared Leto is
I'm not saying he's not a good actor, right? But that's what he's doing.
But you're right. He's a good actor. He's not the type to be like, look at me. He's very.
No. You're right. Like, but you just said it. You're right. You just said it.
Like some actors, they want to always look attractive. They always want to have their best side, their best face. He's not that guy. Like he'll be ugly for a role. He don't care. Like he's not trying to be a pretty boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a good thing that Morbius did get, because they got an actor who wasn't trying to be, always looking like, not trying to look like himself. He's looking ugly as shit. He's got the bat nose. I mean, he's not trying to look.
No, I mean, costume wise, he's great, but you got to give me somebody that's going to immerse themselves in the role. That's why all the Joker roles are so great. They were the Joker. Like Morbius. They immersed themselves in it.
He immersed himself in Morbius. He's Morbius. Like that's not the problem. The problem is that the writing. The problem is the writing. It's the plot. It's they didn't.
That mostly sucks too. Yeah, that'll mostly. I can attribute a lot of it to that. But no matter how bad, like the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix, I didn't think it was that great. But I thought the portrayal of Joker in that movie that he gave was excellent. I thought it was, and it's excellent to watch. It's not the greatest movie, but a good movie, to watch him play Joker.
It wasn't the Joker to me, though. It wasn't like the Joker from Batman. It wasn't the Joker.
No. But just to watch him play it in the way he did it.
It was to me. It was like, it's cool that it's the Joker, kind of, but it's like this character piece about a guy who's mentally, spiraling down, and it could be the Joker. It could be like they could have made that exact movie and not have him be the Joker. Right. Take the Thomas Wayne stuff. It would have been the same movie.
Look how he threw himself into the role. Heath Ledger. Nobody expected Heath Ledger to do that good of a job on Joker in that movie before we saw it. Nobody.
Right.
Nobody. We didn't even expect it. We didn't see it. When they came out of that movie, that's all everybody talked about. Nobody talked about Christian Bale being Batman. They talked about Heath Ledger being Joker. They're like, like that, because it blew me away. That's what I mean.
Next level.
Right? Yeah, that's what I mean. Immerse yourself in the role. Become the Morbius. Become the Joker. Become Thanos.
No, I think I'm gonna
become Darkseid.
I'm gonna give it to Jared Leto. He did become more Morbius. I think he was not.
I liked him as Joker. I thought he did become. I liked him as Joker. I can't lie and say I didn't. I loved him as Joker.
Yeah,
I thought he was the best. I thought he was one of the best Jokers next to Heath Ledger.
He's the only one I've ever heard say that.
Oh no,
he was good, bro. Like everybody argues with me about Batman. I thought Ben Affleck was a great Batman, but everybody, I didn't like him as Batman. But I thought he was a great Batman.
I thought he was a great Bruce Wayne.
Nah, I thought he was a horrible Bruce Wayne. And
I like old man Bruce Wayne. Like he was old Bruce Wayne. I dug that part about it.
Nah. I just think the writing did not serve that Batman at all. I hated it.
Those movies weren't. Yeah. I'm surprised that
we didn't even have like development between Batman v Superman and Justice League. Those were his only two appearances. So
yeah, definitely. Not a fan, not a big fan. But I like Ben Affleck as an actor. Like I said, I like him playing as Bruce Wayne, but being Batman, I don't know. I'm surprised that he's back as Batman. I guess a lot of people liked it. I was not like a super fan of it though. But Slade likes Ben. But yeah, we also have in comic news, Batman Beyond Neo Year #1. Which is a crime lord takes over Bruce Wayne's empire after he's killed in this preview of Batman Beyond, Neo Year #1. The real question is, will he do a better job? We mean he won't be spending most of the profits on the bat-themed accessories to use for beating the crap out of mentally ill criminals. So that's a positive, right? Yeah. But I think it's gonna be dope. Batman Beyond, Neo Year #1. Check that out. The cover looks pretty cool. There's a bunch of variants to it. I think it drops April 5th. Yeah. Yep. On Tuesday.
Yeah, a lot of stuff's coming out April 5th.
Yeah. Well, all the DC stuff drops Tuesday, and then Marvel everything drops Wednesday. So all the new DC stuff will come out. But speaking of Jared Leto, and Snyder Cut and Joker, he reflects on his Zack Snyder's Justice League Joker scene in his memorable encounter with Ben Affleck's Batman. After the poorly received Justice League theatrical cut released in 2017, after being reworked by director Joss Whedon, fans campaigned for Snyder, the original director, to be allowed to return and finish his version of the film. Warner Brothers ultimately caved to the demands, and Snyder was given a hefty sum of money to finish what would eventually become Zack Snyder's Justice League. The film, which was released last spring on HBO Max, still proved somewhat divisive with critics, but was a huge hit with audiences. I know I loved it. We all sat, we watched it, like 4-hour movie. Didn't even feel like a 4-hour movie. Like I felt like time just flew by. Like it was that good. It didn't seem like 4 hours. I know some people watched it in sections, but I watched it all the way through. But it includes a host of new scenes. One of the most memorable being at the end between Batman and the Joker, the Jared Leto Joker. But now he's got like long hair. He's looking a little bit more tame, a little bit more calm. But after first being introduced in the critically panned Suicide Squad in 2016, Leto's Joker returns in one of Batman's nightmare sequences, with the two finally coming face to face and having a discussion in an apocalyptic wasteland. While the scene would mark the last time Jared Leto appeared as Joker, the actor isn't done with superhero fare, obviously jumping into Morbius. But in an interview with comicbookmovie.com, Leto reflects on his time on a Snyder movie and shooting the fan favorite scene with Ben Affleck. He calls working with Snyder a beautiful thing and says that he loved the opportunity to get to revisit the character. And I mean, Stu, you loved his Joker. Like he really threw himself into that role. You know what I mean? Like he really threw himself into that role. And he does the same thing with Morbius. But his comments come amidst renewed calls from fans to restore the Snyderverse and give the director the opportunity to continue the story threads he established in Batman vs. Superman and Zack Snyder's Justice League. The other Zack Snyder's Justice actors who have also praised the director and their time working with him, including Affleck, Henry Cavill, Ray Fisher, recently Ray Porter, who voiced Darkseid in the film, and even expressed hope that the Snyderverse may one day continue. And Ray Porter, by the way, who voiced Darkseid, is like the illest voice actor, bro. He is a dope. Like I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and he's hands down my favorite. Like I'll read a book, I'll listen to a book just because he's doing it, and he'll make it good. Like the book can be okay, he'll make it phenomenal. Like he's dope. I didn't realize that's who voiced Darkseid in the film, so that's pretty dope. But yeah, so I'm trying to see what the hell there have now been a handful of very talented actors who have played the Joker, including Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, Joaquin Phoenix, and most recently Barry Keoghan. Leto's portrayal of the character is relatively divisive, with some blaming the poor reception of his version on the poor quality of Suicide Squad as a whole. It remains to be seen whether he will get to work with Snyder again and reprise his role as the Joker, but at the very least, it seems like the Morbius actor enjoyed the opportunity to go back and redeem himself with a memorable scene with Affleck's Batman and Snyder and Justice League. But yeah, he did you like Suicide Squad the movie?
Yeah, the first one was good.
Okay, that's the one
The only
everybody
thing
hates.
my only complaint, and I think I got the same complaint everybody else does, is Will Smith. His role
Oof,
as Deadshot
Deadshot.
was it just killed the plot of the movie. Um, I think he overacted it. I think
Yeah,
he
he
put
should
too
have worn
much
the
into
mask.
it. He should have
Yeah.
worn a mask. He did not portray Deadshot as like there's it like reading Batman 122. This is it's a perfect example. Batman said it best. If Deadshot wants you dead, he said it took him 7 seconds to get to the scene of the crime when he heard that he shot Raish. And he said in 7 seconds, he said Deadshot is the world's best assassin. Period. Point
Yeah.
blank. Hands down. He said in 7 seconds, he can kill at least 10 people in 7 seconds. He said, but he didn't. He only killed Raish and he wounded Talia Ghul. He was like, it's something up with that. Because if Deadshot wants you dead, you're dead.
Yeah.
So like when they gave him a gun and they were sitting in Bell Rev, he's smelling the gun and all. That's not Deadshot. Deadshot is
Right.
like Deadshot is the world's best assassin. And Will Smith, the character, it was just too soft. Like he was, oh
Yeah.
my daughter, my this, that. Well, Deadshot doesn't have any of
Yeah.
that. Deadshot has none of that.
Right.
He just now had a son with Talia Ghul. So there
Yeah.
is no. I mean, he does have a daughter, but
Following
she's
in
hard.
Batman footsteps there, he had a son
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Talia
yeah.
al Ghul.
Yeah, but it's issues with that. But I did like Suicide Squad. That I thought it could have been better. Yeah, I thought it was some issues. It was very comic book accurate, but the placement of the characters, and I thought the Joker should have
Was
saw
it?
more screen time. Yeah, yeah. A lot of the characters are canon. The Enchantress and all that.
Oh yeah,
That's all
all the
canon.
characters are from the comic.
Yeah, they're all canon. My only complaint, but Suicide Squad and a lot of people, Suicide Squad is actually a quiet. A lot of people like Suicide Squad, but it just didn't do well in the theaters. It was one of those movies that did better once it got on video. I mean, if you just ask around, a lot of people say, "Oh, I like it." They like the premiere, the premise of it. They love the whole,
Well, a lot
the
of people think
whole
that
setup of it.
the problem with Jared Leto's Joker was the movie being just a bad
And
movie.
I was getting ready to say, yeah, but they just didn't like, right? They just didn't like the way Joker was portrayed in the movie, and a lot of people thought he could have been left out. And it's true, he was in there,
Yeah,
but
I
he
thought
just
he could have left
you just
out.
didn't get a lot of them, right? You just didn't get a lot of them, and it made
It
you
didn't make
interested.
sense.
Yeah, it didn't. It made you
A lot
interested,
of
and then
it
you're
didn't
like, well, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was supposed to get a solo movie after that, or something like that. And he never came to be.
Well, with the Batman opened in theaters earlier this month, and fans of that film already wondering when they can expect a sequel to Matt Reeves' film, there's another major DC film whose sequel is already in the works that I'm excited about. And we just talked about the previously reported that the sequel to Todd Phillips' 2019 hit film Joker was in development at Warner Brothers. But a new report indicates that a follow-up to the Joaquin Phoenix film hit a snag. According to the Ankler, work on the script for Joker 2 has slowed. Per the report, it's not clear what the issue is, but Phillips, who's also writing the film, has not yet turned in a draft of the sequel. But he's working on it. And with filming rumored to start as early as 2023, the current reported delay may not have much of an impact at all on film production, but that could change if the delay goes on too long. But Phillips' Joker is a film vastly different than any of Warner Brothers' other DC movies. The film serves as an origin story for Phoenix's Arthur Fleck as he descends into madness and transforms into the criminal mastermind that sparks an anarchist revolution that culminates in the deaths of Martha and Thomas Wayne in the early 1980s. The film is set in a different world from other films, including The Batman, which takes place in its own cinematic universe of sorts, and is not expected to have any connection to The Batman, which I know has been a speculation. But Matt Reeves said, I was finishing the Planet of the Apes movies when I first came on board with Batman in 2017. It's been 5 years in the making, Reeves told Total Film. He said, when I was working on the script, it got deep into the script Joker hadn't come out yet. I didn't know that what Joker was or what it was going to be. So it's definitely not related. He said, I became aware of Joker once we were very deep into the Batman, and the fact that they were grounding things in a way that was reminiscent of things that we were doing was not planned. He said, Joker was always meant to be a very specific standalone that Joaquin and Todd were doing. There was never really any discussion of a crossover or a sequel. But I don't know. Are you guys excited for a sequel to Joker?
Personally, no. I mean, I feel like it doesn't need a sequel. Then again, I never saw the first one fully, so
well,
I just never felt like Joker needed a film in the first place.
Yeah, I didn't think it needed a sequel either. Yeah, I didn't think it needed. But I mean, it was
Joker,
like I said, it's like Suicide Squad. It was popular, in some way.
With the Joker, they could have done one or two things: either give Joker more time and focus, or give him less. Like just at the beginning. Oh, he's talking about Suicide Squad.
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't follow Assault on Arkham, what they did in that movie, because he wasn't in there a lot, and yet he was still impactful because he was a part of the plot. So
part of the plot, it made sense for him to be there.
Yeah.
Right,
that's what it made. That's what it was like. He was it was like a cameo, really.
Yeah.
Plus, people had a problem with the story that followed. The comic book fans, the casual fans loved Suicide Squad, the first one, but the hardcore fans didn't, because you had Enchantress as the main protagonist, and there's issues with that. I can't go into it right now because I'm running a little late, but there was just a lot of issues with that. And then when they came out Suicide Squad 2, James Gunn corrected all those issues and made Suicide Squad what it really should have been. And we'll probably see a Suicide Squad 3. He didn't have a side character that just didn't have anything to do with Suicide Squad. Like, I could see if at every turn they came around, he was trying to, rescue Harley and almost get her, but then, didn't because of something. That would have been more fun to watch, rather than you see him, he has to get her, and then when he does try to get her, and then Deadshot, he misses on purpose. Amanda Waller would have blew his head off. In the comment, straight up, point blank, in the discussion.
Right.
So straight, because he doesn't miss. Yeah, he doesn't miss. And Deadshot would have shot her. Like, he would have shot her without a shadow of doubt.
His daughter. So who was Harley?
Yeah, Deadshot would have shot her. Yeah, Deadshot don't care. Like Batman said in Batman 122, he is the world's greatest assassin. If he wants you dead, you're dead. Yeah, that's just it.
Well, the Joker, the Joaquin Joker, I really did want to see a sequel to it, because I wanted to see where it went, because I was like, okay, so Thomas Wayne, Martha Wayne, it's definitely Bruce Wayne is definitely, because there was like, even like, is this the Joker from DC? Like, is it just called Joker and it's just this weird guy who wears clown makeup? Like, is it related? But you watch the movie, it's definitely related. The Waynes are there. So I was like, okay, so where does this go from here? Because the age that he is, and as young as Bruce was, it kind of works a little bit, but because the Joker's always older than Batman. But I believe, and this is the way I would have done it, I think that Joaquin's character would be the guy that sparks the mind of the guy who's Batman's villain, Joker, right? Like you saw in the movie, when he goes on this talk show, he shoots the host. It's a big thing in the streets. People are running around wearing the masks just like him. He's inspiring people to, wear clown masks and be anarchists. And so it would make more sense if he was the guy that inspired the guy that becomes Joker. Because this guy is not like Arthur Fleck. He's not the Joker, like not from any Batman I've ever seen. He's not that guy. But the whole events of the movie, sparking the inspiration of the guy that becomes Joker, I wanted to see if that's where they go with it. So I am interested to see a sequel, and just to see, does this guy become the actual Joker? Does he, maybe mentor the actual Joker as like a like a mentor situation. How does Bruce Wayne fall into it? Is he gonna? Are we gonna see Bruce Wayne grow up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, inspire the anarchy and the villain exactly. Because it's kind of what it does. But I know, Stu, I know you got to go fight crime yourself. So we will wrap things up. But guys, definitely stay tuned for Monday's show. We got Jay Paris coming on, actor from Belly, to chop it up with us, and that's gonna be dope. King Kojo will be on with him. So definitely be back here Monday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then again Wednesday. So Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday we'll be here, guys. Please leave a comment in the comment section. That's really helpful. It really helps YouTube spread our channel to the other people on YouTube. So please leave a comment, like, subscribe if you haven't yet, share the video, all that good stuff. All right, y'all.
Sure.
Peace, peace, peace.
Peace.